Hello everyone, Makami here again. Today's video is going to be slightly different. It's going to be the top 3 reasons why I play video games. Now, from all the friends that I know and from those who play video games, either through observation or from what they've told me, most of them play video games for a very specific reason. I know a lot of them some of them play video games because they enjoy the sense of completedness. They have to collect every item, find every treasure, finish all the side quests, the sense of completion. Whereas some play video games for the appreciation of the graphics and the visuals. Whereas some I know play it for the development of the story, how the characters change, how the environment evolves, like reading a novel. Whereas for myself, I can't really pinpoint it down to just one reason. I have to give you the top 3 reasons why I play video games. Reason number 3, I'm going to bundle between 2 aspects, only because a lot of the time they interchange, and the 2 sort of sub-reasons are story and gameplay. I can play a game that does not have a good story and still enjoy it like crazy. Good example is Shadows of the Damned. This game essentially had no story, but I thought the gameplay was there, the fun aspect was there, and I just enjoy shooters. The protagonist is, I guess you can say, somewhat likable. He's kind of badass, and it's just a fun game. And his assistant Johnson, who's the gun there, he was just fun to have around, and I enjoyed his inclusion in the game. And there's a game when story doesn't regard in any way, shape, or form for me would be Fallout. I guess the story could be good if I played it more, but I can't get into this game. I honestly find it boring, you know? Everyone's got their taste, but I just couldn't get into this. Where a story does help would be the Persona series. So, for example, Persona 4. Group of students, they get involved, they get thrown into the TV world, or a world known through the TV, where they start to investigate why people are dying, why these murders are occurring. And through that, each of the school kids encounter aspects about themselves they're not too proud of. It's only through acceptance of these characteristics that they then can use them in battle, in the form of what are called personas, where they possess different abilities, attributes, etc. Something like this, where the gameplay is just a simple turn-based RPG with a very strong Pokemon-esque system through the personas with moves and attributes, as I said. It's quite simple, but I enjoy it because it has a good story. So that's an example of good story, okay gameplay. Not so good for me, not so good story and gameplay I find quite boring. And story where it's non-existent and the gameplay is there. So that's the sort of duality reason, story and gameplay for me. Reason number 2 is the soundtrack of a video game. I can tell you now, sometimes the gameplay might not play well, but if it has a good soundtrack, man, it'll keep me going for a long time. I hate to sound like a broken record, but Persona 4. Simple gameplay, sort of in-depth if you get involved more with the personas and the fusions and the attributes and stuff. But I think this game has an awesome soundtrack, you know? I could be at uni, I could be at work, I could be at tennis practice, and the song would just be in my head. It'd be stuck. The battle theme, if you don't know what I'm talking about. A good soundtrack definitely does help. Devil May Cry series. This has an extraordinary soundtrack. For those of you who are sort of into the hard rock / metal, this game has an awesome soundtrack. The gameplay is there as well, but the protagonist I don't like. I really can't stand Dante. I find him quite irritating. But the soundtrack is definitely one thing for me. One of the big things. It could just grip me like that, and I'll just be hooked to the game for a long time. Lollipop Chainsaw, for example. I don't have a copy with me now, but that game's gameplay was not quite sharp, but the soundtrack just kept me going. It was just that fun, listening to these songs. I think it's sort of like I either reminisce through songs, or I find them songs just quite catchy because I listen to metal, or any genre for that matter. People get involved in games because of the music. They connect well with the music. They feel a sense of interaction when they listen to music. I feel that way too. So reason 2 for me would have to be the soundtrack. And as a little bonus, I'll actually include about a minute to a minute and a half of snippets of songs from games that I've really enjoyed. So I'll start that right now. And now the finale. Reason 1. The top reason why I play video games. This could either come as a complete surprise to some of you or a complete no-brainer, but either way, it's how I feel, it's my opinion about it. The top reason why I play video games is for the sense of escapism. I could come back from a day at uni, from a day at work, from a day at tennis practice, or from a day with spending time with friends and family. Maybe things didn't go out, maybe things didn't eventuate so well. Some things didn't turn out the way I wanted them to that day, maybe I just had a bad day, or I just was in a really gloomy mood. I do have a good network of people to talk to, I have really good friends, I have really good family to talk to. But there's those times when you need just that zone to yourself, where you sort of just need to sort of phase out from the world and you just need to be to yourself. A lot of people do it through sports, some people do it through music. I do it through video games, or reading for me. But a lot of the times it's video games, I could just sit down and play a game and just be completely absorbed and not pay any attention to what's going on. I think a big reason for me is, sometimes when I go through my daily life, I find that, you can't be a winner at everything. It's one of those life lessons you have to learn. But I guess sort of the false sense of security for me is in a video game. You can always be a winner, you're the only one playing it. Unless you play multiplayer, of course. But I love it when a video game just grips me from start to finish. That could be attributed to any of the other two reasons I gave before. But sometimes it doesn't even have any of that. It can just be something mysterious that you just want to see what happens. It just grips you. You're completely absorbed. You disregard everything around you. It just keeps you gripped. And for me, it's definitely one of the reasons why I play video games, is to escape from the world. I'm not saying the world's a bad place. There are bad people in the world. No one's perfect. The world is a beautiful place. But for me, I just need that zoning out from everyone, from everything. I think everyone needs that in their life. It varies with each person, but for me, it's definitely through video games. I feel a sense of sort of, I guess, there's a brick wall between me and everything else once I play video games at times. And everyone does need that, however they do it though. So yeah, that's the reason. They're the 3 reasons why I play video games. If any of you want, leave a video response and tell me the reasons why you play video games. I love to hear a lot of them. I love to hear all of them actually. And if you like the video, please leave a like. It really does help out a lot. If you want to see more videos, subscribe if you're new. Until then, look after yourselves, and have a good one.